Tuesday?
Got a chance to do some tackling, and last part of practice there at the end. Ones obviously looked pretty good. Take the ball right down and field a couple times there. Did have a couple fumbles that we don't like to see, but those are all obviously correctable. And, ball security is a big thing we harp on all the time. But the ones, offensively looked pretty good. Red zone, did some decent things there. Twos, still a little bit sloppy, and we got to, when those guys are in the game right now, we got to tighten it up a little bit and just get them to play a little faster and be a little more focused. But we got to go back and, we're at practice 5 right now, and I think we got to evaluate what we're asking our twos to do, and if we need to cut back a little bit so they can play a little faster, then we need to do that.
Is that nerves, Coach, just putting the ball on the ground the last couple of days, or is that just guys getting used to new stuff?
Well, today's the first day we tackled, you know what I mean? So that was the first time these Rose running backs have been hit, and obviously we put a couple balls on the ground there. We don't like that, but I was encouraged by some things I did see, though, as far as running the football.
Talk about some of those things being the first day you're able to tackle.
Well, I think you can see that Dish is obviously a threat at tight end. Even though he had the one drop over here, he's a threat there at tight end. He can do some things. I thought Kurt managed the game pretty well, made some plays when he needed to. Nate Adams is going to be a good football player. He's a guy that continues those out. Damon Himes, when you give him some space in there, he can really run with the football. I like what he's doing, and we didn't have a couple of our starting offensive linemen out there. They were at class, so we had some backups in there with the first group, but that was encouraging. They were able to do a pretty good job. Defensively, we did get some stops and had a new guy out there, Dion Hall, today from Bedford, number 19. He had 2 picks, so I told Coach Davis, said we might need to make that guy a starter.
Talk a little bit about Dom Rich, Coach, and just what he's bringing to the table right now.
Well, he's a leadership guy, and that's the thing with Dom is he's been around here a long time. Last year he's a player rep, obviously a captain, and he brings some leadership there. And he'll go back tomorrow with the film with our defense and tell those guys we need to tighten some things up a little bit as we get ready to go into Saturday. Saturday's still a similar type practice. The majority of your practice has to be fundamentals and individual type drills, and then we're able to tackle a little bit. And hopefully we'll get a little sunshine. You guys like a little bit of sunshine out here?
Love a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah, it'd be
Coach.
Good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Herdman was in class, is that why?
Yeah, Herdman and Kyle Bryant. So,
okay.
And so when you start throwing a couple of those starters out there, but it's good for us to get backup guys in there and see what they can do. And just like when Kurt Hess misses some of the beginning of practice, I don't mind it because I think you're only as good as your second team quarterback, and we got to get Wargo and those guys ready to play and see what they can do.
Stubbs hamstring injury?
Yeah, I got a strain. Probably something that we could probably rush back, but I always err on the side of not rushing them because once you pull a hamstring, you get a nice knot on it, and it ends up being a lingering thing. It could be 8 weeks. I know what Stubbs can do. The whole thing with Stubbs is just keeping him healthy.
The fumbles, it's good, and it's bad offensively, but
it's good for defense.
Right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is you got to see if they're contested or not. Was it a forced fumble or not? And it's hard for me to tell because a lot of times I'm just watching the line. And I look up at the last second and see the ball on the ground. Is somebody putting their hand on the ball? Is somebody knocking the ball out with their hand? Or is it a situation where we're just being careless with the football? And that's something that we'll get off film.
Nate Adams, I kind of liked him since I think one of your first spring
Yeah.
games, but he maybe would have had more playing time if Will Shaw hadn't been emerging.
If Will Shaw wouldn't have been around here, he probably would have. But he had a little back injury too his first year here, and but Nate's a guy that he's going to graduate in 3.5 years. I'll tell you what kind of guy he is. He's a student of the game, works hard, football guy, loves it, and he's got a chance to be a really good football player.
What does he need to work on to make
Well, I think it's continuing his blocking. He's a good. He played some receiver in high school. They stretched him out there in high school and made some plays there. So the passing game's really kind of natural to him. The run blocking thing has been a little bit of an adjustment as far as the physicality that comes along with it, putting weight on, becoming stronger. Then when you have a back injury, you can't do a lot of the power cleans and deadlifts and type of things you'd like to do to give you the core and lower body strength you need to become a good run blocker.